Hello, boils and goyles, and welcome to the first vid of Craftober. Today we travel to the lands of Barovia, and we are going to make a die holder, inspiration die holder for our Curse of Strahd game. This is very thematic and really adds a nice little ambiance and fun touch to your players' accoutrement at the table. So let's hit the table, and I'll show you how to make this really cool, inspirational Strahd-inspired dice tower. Alrighty, crafters. First, I picked up these mini trophies at the Dollar Tree, and there's actually 4 in a pack, and they're just $1 a pack, so these are the start of my project. And then for some embellishments, I picked up some charms on eBay. First, I got these bat charms, then I got these kind of vampire teeth charms, and then I picked up some clawed hand charms. You could actually use skeletal hands and everything from like all the Halloween stuff you can get now, but at the time I couldn't get that, so I used these. I thought these were pretty cool. And what I did was I cut the ring off of it with this wire cutter, so I was able to, remove that extra bit on there very easily. Next, I used my goop and I glued all the bits to the trophy, right? And you can see I put the fangs and the bat on there. Now I scored them a little bit with a X-Acto knife so that they would stick better with the glue, right? But the glue is great about sticking things together like metal and plastic and that kind of thing. And then I picked up a couple other things. I got a 2-inch washer for weight on the bottom. And I picked up these Art Minds pieces. One is a 2-inch wood disc, and the other one are these stands, these wooden bases. And so what I did was I glued that together with the rest of the stuff. So I put the washer on the bottom of the 2-inch wooden base. I put the stand on top of that, and then the trophy on top of that, and then I glued the hand coming up onto the cup from the base. So pretty cool, pretty cool. Now you probably noticed the top there. What I did was I want to have it filled with blood, so I put a wooden disc in the top that fit into that trophy, and then I used my modeling paste to kind of swirl around and make like swirls in a liquid. But you could also use your glue gun on that, right? Then I took the dried piece and sprayed it flat black with flat black spray paint. And here I am on my table, and I'm going to start painting with gray acrylic paint. Now, a couple things here. I covered up the end of the hand with my modeling paste to make it kind of look like a ragged, ripped off hand. And that worked out pretty cool. I also put a few rhinestones on the base as kind of like a little metal embellishment. You'll see when we get to that and paint those up. All right, there we got the base done. Now I'm going to use a damp sponge, and I cut it into a wedge shape, and I'm going to use it with my cream color acrylic paint and just kind of dab this on. And I'm going for like kind of a marbling effect. And you can see the bottom, I didn't actually paint the washer, and you'll see why. Okay, there we go. Now I'm going to paint the chalice itself, and that will be with a platinum color. I really like this color, kind of a muted metallic. So looking nice, good. And here I go. I'm using my cream again, and I'm going to kind of paint the skeletal claw, right? So you can see the detail popping out there. Nice. Okay, now I'm using a golden brown wet down, and I'm going to use it as kind of a wash on the claw to give it like an old appearance. And now I'm using a taupe. It's actually a taupe metallic on those little bolts on the bottom there. And I'm using a pearlescent here on the base to give it kind of like a marble-ish appearance, right? Looking pretty cool, looking pretty cool. A lot of metallics on this one. Okay, now I've got kind of a putrid green I'm using for some flesh that's on the hand, draping off the hand. Pretty cool. You can see that detail work I did with the modeling paste. Fun. Okay, now I'm going to use some red here, some cherry red, and kind of add a little bit of, wet it down quite a bit and add some gore to the hand. Okay, now I've got my cherry red and a bright red, and I'm going to paint the top. So I'll paint it with the cherry red first. So the blood, and then while that's still wet, I'm going to use my bright red in there. That kind of gives a nice mix. Then I'm going to kind of drag some down, like some blood spilled out of the chalice and pools at the bases. Very fun. And I'll put some red on top of that. Give it a little bit of color variation there. Wow, that's really looking great. I'm really happy. I also thought a little nice embellishment would be these fake rubies. And so I got my goop, and after this dried, and I glued some on there. You can see I got them on there. There's the front, and here's a side view, and you can see them going around the cup. So I thought that added a pretty cool little element to the piece. Here I've got some water-based varnish, right? And I want to put some on the blood itself. So I'll just kind of come down, follow that drip there in the pools. And I want it to be glossy looking. Yeah, I want it to look like wet blood. So there we go. We'll let that dry. Do the same on the hand there. The gore on the hand. Looking good, looking good. See that gloss? Nice. Now I've got some felt, and I'm going to use this for the bottom, right? So it likes the surface, so it won't mar a surface. And so I've got my E6000 here. You can use goop, either one. And just put some on there. Put it on there and let it dry. Push it down, let it dry. Okay, now this dry, I'm just going to trim it off. So I just trim around the edge. And cool. And be ready for my game table. Let's go to the game table and check it out.
Hello, kitties. This is the part where you usually get to see the craft. But guess what? No, you don't. I'm not showing it to you.
No, DM Lovecraft. We're going to show these people the finished product because they watched the video, okay? So get out of here, all right? We're going to show them. Okay, go on, get out of here. And we finally get to the end here, and you can see what it looks like. So here I have a blood red die, which is even cooler. So you can hold your inspiration die until you need it, and then roll it, and then you can load it up when your DM gives you inspiration. So I think that's a really fun bit to add at the table, really atmospheric for your Strahd games, and my players have really loved it. I love to see their face when I presented them with this when we started the campaign, and we've just had such fun with it. And I hope you guys enjoyed it, and you could do something like this for your Strahd game. You guys take care, have fun, happy crafting.
Hey, creepy crafters, I hope you enjoyed the vid. If you did, you might want to consider helping out that Scotty guy on his Patreon. He has lots of extra content. He posts every week for you creepy crafters. So if you like the Scotty, maybe consider the Patreon. Have a good Crafttober, creepy crafters.